Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So you guys have seen me do a few videos on Brija Cosmetics in the past, and I've always been very open about the fact that I am kind of a part of their promotional team. I don't get paid for anything, and I don't get necessarily free product. What I do get is kind of little sample packets of their new product launches before they release, so that I can do like a little look for you guys, show you guys the products. So I do have a discount code, which is Lindsay10, and that just saves you 10% off of your purchase. I don't make anything off of that, but I do have a discount code that I get to use myself for buying products to use in making looks. So that's kind of where I get the balance of. But yeah, so their fall collection is releasing on Friday, September 14th. And I just received it, so I wanted to go ahead and just throw this video up real quick. I didn't do like a full in-depth tutorial, I just did a really simple eye look, but I wanted you guys to see the colors, and I did swatch all of the lip products. So let me just kind of jump right into it. So this collection does have 10 different shadows. It's 10 new shadows, 5 mattes and 5 metallics. The metallic shimmery shades, they're actually also going to offer in a pressed palette for the first time. I haven't seen Brija do pressed shadows before, so I believe this is the first time. And I believe it's just going to be offered in like a simple black case. I think if I find a picture, I will insert it right here. But yeah, you have the choice of either doing the pressed palette version or the loose shadows when it comes to the shimmer shades. And I do know they're just doing a limited amount of the pressed ones. So if you would prefer that, make sure you more than likely go on Friday to make sure you get it. But yes, I kind of used more of the mattes in this look. I did use some of the shimmers. I love them. I really love the tones, obviously very fall. I don't know why, I think I'm just really over the heat and I'm just ready for fall. So all these fall makeup releases that are coming out, it's just making me even more amped up. So they are releasing a blush with this collection. I've tried a bunch of their blushes before and I really like them. For me personally, with the loose shadows and blushes, I usually end up tapping them into a little tin, or I'll tap them into the lid of the product. So like I would take this lid off, put it next to it, and then I would tap the product into it and then use my brush to dip in from there. With a blush, I just find that it's a little bit easier to do a larger space like this, unless you get one of the larger jars. They do sell larger jars usually for their blushes, but obviously I'm working with just a sample here. So I just popped it on here, dipped my brush in it, put the blush on, and it was super easy. So let me go ahead and put the swatches up so you can see what all of the shadows look like, as well as the blush swatched. You'll see that when it's swatched with an actual, like a finger swatch, it comes off a lot darker and you definitely get that shimmery shade, which means it would really be beautiful on the eye as well. But you can see how it came off on the cheek. I mean, it definitely is just more of a blush. I don't really see, I see more of just like a subtle glow. So let me put the swatches up real quick. All right, these are all the powder products in the fall collection, starting with the metallic-y shimmer shades first. You have Blanket, Leaves, Festival, Tart, and Roasted. This shade right here, kind of dividing the two, is the blush shade. It's called Flannel. It's just kind of like this really pretty pink color. It has a tiny little hint of like a peachy gold sheen to it. Then the other half here is the matte shades. We have Harvest, Pumpkin Loaf, Cinnamon, Maple, and Dark Hour. So as far as what's on my eyes, I'm just gonna kind of insert the clips real quick while I talk about it. I'm not gonna do like an in-depth tutorial because it's a pretty simple eye. But I basically started off with the shade Harvest, which is the yellow matte shade, ran that through my crease, just blended it out really nicely. Next up, I went into the shade Pumpkin Loaf, which is the beautiful orange matte, which I think has become my favorite. And I brought that a little bit lower into the crease and then also on the inner and outer portion of the eye, just kind of laying down a base. The next shade I went into was Cinnamon, which is a matte shade, which is kind of like a bit more of a reddish orange tone. I used a flat brush with that and kind of packed it onto the lid. I do feel like it kind of has a little bit of a purple undertone in it, so I thought it went really nicely. The look started really reminding me of like fire and flames and like, you know, burnt leaves. I don't know. I thought the colors were really beautiful together. So I did use their white wax adhesive primer on the center of my lid just to really give the shadow something to grip onto. And for that spotlight, I added the shade Blanket, which is the lightest shimmery shade in the collection. It's just a very beautiful, kind of like a whitish gold shade. So I popped that in the center, and then I also popped it on the inner corner of my eye as the highlight, and it's just a beautiful shade. And I went ahead and decided to just use it as my highlighter. So in order to do that, I tapped some of the product into this big tin that I'm using, put my highlighting brush in it, and then just highlighted my cheeks. And I think it's a gorgeous highlighter. So that is the one thing I love about these loose shadows, especially the shimmery ones, is they're very versatile. And if it's a light enough shade or a shade that works with your skin tone, you can use them as a blush and or as a highlighter. As far as the lower lash goes, I kind of did a little combination. I started out with the shade Tart on a wet brush, and it has a little bit of a purple shift to it, especially when you wet the brush, which I didn't really like the way it went with the look as much as I thought it would. So I ended up going over the top of it with the shade Roasted, which is a bit more of a deep kind of dark smoky purple color, and the two together I think looked really beautiful. And then I did leave the center of that lower lash line open, and I just filled in that middle portion with Leaves, which was that really gorgeous gold metallic shade. And I just felt like that tied into the halo eye portion up on top, as well as it kind of matched my shirt because I got this little yellow Star Wars shirt going on. But yeah, that's basically the look in a nutshell. I just finished it off with a simple winged liner. I've got some really subtle lashes going on just to kind of give a little bit more impact to my own lashes. And I did put a brown pencil in the waterline. I did Mr. Bing from ColourPop. So that's this look. It's very, very simple, very easy to achieve. And I really loved using the mattes. I felt like they blended very, very smoothly, very beautiful. And I always note that I love the shimmer shades. They're beautiful. All right, so now we are at the end. The last thing that they are releasing with the collection is 4 new liquid lipsticks. This is what their liquid lipsticks come in. It's a really good size tube. You do get a flat applicator with these. So it's just completely flat, which I feel like it distributes the product really quickly and really easily, but it's also easy to kind of outline your lips with it as well. This is just one of the other shades. I just wanted to show you what the component looks like. I get these cute little mini samples just so I can show you guys the colors. But yeah, these retail for $14 and there's gonna be 4 shades. They are limited edition, so I don't know how long they will be around for, but I think they're beautiful and I definitely recommend them. I definitely can attest to the longevity of them because I have worn a variety of their liquid lipsticks and I think they're great. So I have already swatched them all, so I'm just gonna insert the swatches kind of like a this distance and an up close so you can see them while I talk about the shades. So first up is the shade Spicy. So Spicy is just a really gorgeous dusty mauve shade. I feel like this is the perfect kind of neutral lip color for the fall. It still kind of gives a nice darkness, but it's still very neutral and it's just a gorgeous color. It's perfect. I don't think you can go wrong with it. Next up is the shade Umber. This one is super interesting. On my lips, I feel like it came off as like a really beautiful chocolatey brown color, like a milk chocolate almost. I just think it's really beautiful. I don't think I have anything that's similar to that in my collection. The closest thing I could probably think of would be one of the little mini ones that I got from Blackheart Beauty in their astrology collection. I think it was kind of like a very warm brownish color, but this is, you know, a really gorgeous tone. I definitely will be picking up a full size of it. Next up is the shade Courtesy. So this one is kind of like a metallic, but not the in-your-face metallic kind. It's the type of deep color that just has a little subtle golden sheen to it. It's kind of this really gorgeous berry matte color. And then you have this little subtle golden sheen to it. So it's not that really ridiculous metallic that I feel like just emphasizes all the lines in your lips. It's just a very beautiful color. And I think that that little hint of shimmer without it being overpowering makes it incredibly wearable. I think that would be a really good color also going into the holidays, because I mean, that to me just makes me think of kind of Christmas time and berries, and frosted berries and stuff like that. So the last color I'm gonna show you guys is the one I'm wearing right now on my lips. It's called Sedona. This is my favorite. I kind of wish they would have called it pumpkin pie, because literally as soon as I started putting it on my lips, I was like, this just looks like a gorgeous pumpkin pie. And I do have, like, I have the Jeffree Star pumpkin pie liquid lip and it's got that little bit of shimmer to it. So I love this one because it's just completely matte and I think it's beautiful. I love the way it looks. I think it paired really nicely with these eyes. I can definitely see me getting a lot of use out of this one. I feel like it's just a really beautiful color that I could wear with just a simple plain cat eye, you know, nothing crazy going on, and mostly let the lipstick stand out, especially because I have glasses. So I feel like when you do that and you have like a really pretty lip, it just completes the look. All right guys, that is everything I wanted to show you from the upcoming fall collection from Brija Cosmetics. I really just enjoy when I can, you know, show my support for an indie brand, especially when I can do something like this where I can give you guys a sneak peek early and show you what the products, you know, show you how they work to see if you actually want to get them. My personal favorite out of the entire collection is this lipstick. I definitely am going to be picking up all 4 lip products. I think they're gorgeous, but this one is my absolute favorite. My other thing that I'm probably the most excited about is the pressed palette, and that's really just because I can be a bit of a mess with these powdered shadows. So I'm looking forward to the pressed palette. I'm actually thinking of trying to press some of my own shadows. I've been looking up tutorials, so we'll see if I have some success at that. But I'm hoping Brija does a little bit more of these pressed shadows in the future, because I know I'm looking forward to it, and I don't know about you guys, how you feel about pressed versus loose powder, but I'm sure a lot of people are gonna scoop those up. So if that's what you're interested in, I would recommend trying to get on the website as soon as they post, just so you don't miss out on it. So it is going to be this Friday, September 14th at 12 p.m. Eastern is when the products are going to release. So yeah. And if you want to save some money, you can use my code, which is Lindsay10. I don't make any commission off of it. It's just a way for you to save 10%. And it's a way for me to support an indie brand and help you support an indie brand. And we can all feel good about that. But yeah, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. And thank you guys for watching. Bye.